Hey there, my name is Nico and I'll show you how to use the printing templates to turn your designs into stationary items. It's such a wonderful feeling to be able to physically touch your digital designs. It'll surely brighten your day and other people's day. We'll be using the floral printing templates from the Mega Floral Decorations Kit to create greeting cards with envelopes. I guarantee you'll start personalizing your greeting cards and envelopes from now on. Before we begin, I'll show you the contents of this set, what items you can make, and the paper sizes you can use. Let's begin. The templates are in a zip file, so to export that on your iPad, just tap on it, and it's going to create a folder with everything in it. Let's start with the first one. You have the bookmark templates. So every item is in both PDF and Photoshop format. They are layered so you can remove the extra guides before printing. And each template has a letter and an A4 template to accommodate whichever system you use. A4 and letter. For the bookmarks, you have 9 different designs. Let's open one template. Just so top. Since I'm using Procreate, I'm just going to import the. Since I'm using Procreate, I'll be using the Photoshop templates so that when I import it to Procreate, I'll get the layers that I need to make it easier to add my designs to the template. So as you can see here, for this template, you can create 3 bookmarks, and the design is the black line and the dotted line is for the bleed. So when you're going to add your design, make sure you add it to dotted line just in case you miscut your bookmark later. You won't get that really weird white edges. Next, we have the cards or postcard templates. There are 3 different sizes, and each size is compatible with the envelopes of this pack. Let's open one template. So this is the letter size template, and as you can see, you would create 4 different designs in one print. So just add them to the dotted shape, inside the dotted shape, and then when you print this, you just use the cutting marks to cut your cards. Next, we have the envelopes. There are 4 designs available in 3 sizes. You can either print a template on a colored paper or add your own pattern design. If you want to design both the inside and the outside of the envelope, you need to print both the front and back side of the paper, with the other side mirrored and without any guides. Let's open a new template. So as you can see, if you want to add some designs to this, or with calligraphy or any addressing, you have the arrow guide which shows you which side is up, and for this particular section, what part of the envelope is going to get designed if you add your designs to that particular section. For example, this is the back of the envelope, so if you want some designs to that, just make sure you add your designs facing upward. And if you want to add designs to the bottom or the flap, the top and bottom flaps, make sure you follow those arrows, okay? Lastly, for the gift tags, there are 9 different designs and each template can fit multiple tags. Let's open one template, like this one. So similar to the bookmark, you can create several gift tags out of one sheet of paper. So you could add the same designs or different designs. It's up to you. We just want to maximize the paper as much as possible. And again, try to fill your designs within the dotted line so that when you cut this or when you made a mistake in cutting, you won't get that really weird white empty space like that. Now, let's design and print a medium-sized folder greeting card in a medium envelope. Let's first import those to Procreate. So the first thing is the medium-sized folded greeting cards. Photoshop, and since I use letter size paper, I'm going to choose the one in letter. So it's medium, portrait medium, this one. So I'm going to import that or share that to Procreate. I'm going to select done once it has finished importing, and we're also going to need an envelope. So here, the envelopes folder, Photoshop. Since we're using medium, make sure you use a medium template. So I want the envelope C medium, so I'm going to share this to Procreate. So it's sending to Procreate, and once it's done, we could open Procreate and our templates are going to be there. So step number one, open the folded greeting card medium template. So here I already have it in Procreate. So earlier I sent it or shared it to Procreate, and when I open Procreate, the templates are already there. So I just clicked on it, and this is what I have right now. So as you can see, there are some indications, some arrows telling us which side is up. Just in case you want to, well, this template is for portrait orientation. If your design is landscape, make sure you use the landscape template so that you have the guide on which side or which direction is the, or which side or which direction should your artwork be facing when you add it later. So step number two, add your design to the template. Paste it right here. So this is the design that I want to add, or this is the card design I want to print. You're the sweetest. So we are going to align this. So it's going to be just in the front. So make sure you put it in the front area. And this is the edge of the card, the solid line right there. But of course, we want to expand our design up to the dotted line just in case we cut it incorrectly. So let's increase the size again, snap it there and snap it here. Wait, let me bring this down so that you'll see it. Okay, there. So after this, of course you want to design the back as well. You don't want it to be white, right? So I'll just color pick this background, this blue right here, and then I'll create a new layer, color drop that, and then transform freedom, and then I'll just fill it here. Like that. Okay. We've now added our design, our card design, to the printing template. So step number three, we're going to hide the unnecessary guides, and then we are going to print. So of course, you don't want to print these, right? The words back and the words front, and these solid lines right there. So we're going to hide this layer, the layout guide layer there. And then you're left with this. If you want to hide the footer, feel free to hide that as well, because you're just going to cut it out and throw it away. Yeah. So once you've hidden all the unnecessary guides, make sure you do this step, otherwise you're going to waste some paper. After this, I'm going to send this to my printer, and I'll show you the printout in a while. Now to step number 4, open the envelope 3 medium template or envelope C medium template. So make sure you have the same size, like medium card and medium envelope, so that your card and envelope will be compatible. So we've already opened it here. For this one, we want to create an envelope with print on the inside, on the outside as well. So let's prepare our template for that, because right now it's just one template for one side. So we are going to duplicate this so that we have one group for the front and one group for the back. So for this design, it's already symmetric, so you don't have to do anything. But in case you're using another template that's not symmetric in terms of the template, you have to make sure that you flip one of the side or you mirror it like that. This is very important if your templates don't match. But anyway, let's start to add our designs. So this is going to be the outside. The first one is the outside. For the outside, I just want to color it. I just want it to be a solid color. So maybe let's try to pick a nice solid color. Oops. Make sure you create a new layer first. Layer like this. I think this is a nice color. But of course, you don't want to print the entire area, right? You're gonna waste some ink. So what we want is, this is our layout guide, right? So let's select black and fill that in. Okay. And bring this up and clipping mask. That. Make sure you fill those empty spaces first. Like that. So it's gonna print the entire thing. Okay. But of course you want to have some bleed, right? So what you can do is just Gaussian blur a little bit, and then using automatic selections like the outside, and slide it to 0 threshold, invert, oops, color fill, oops, it's supposed to be color fill. Let me do that again. Undo, okay, selection, automatic, and then select the outside, drag it to 0% threshold, invert, color fill, there. And then when we open this is what we're gonna have, okay, like that. So there's already a bleed. It's okay if it's ugly like that, it's under fine, because we're gonna cut that part out anyway. But if you notice, you have this printing template. So it depends on your design. If your design is lighter, you can adjust the opacity of the printing guide more so that it's not going to be too obvious when you print that. But since this blue is a bit dark, so it's okay to have it, oops, redo, okay. It's okay to have it like that. So the back side, we're going to have this line right there. So we're done with our back side. For the inside, let's bring the template out like that. So let's add our pattern. If you have any pattern design, just import it like this. So for me, it's this one. Next is I'm just going to cover the entire piece with it. So yeah, my pattern is seamless, so I could just duplicate and connect it, and you're not gonna see any line right there. Let's merge these and then duplicate it and bring it up right here. Perfect. Let's merge this. So again, we have something like this. So what we can do is we can just duplicate this layout guide since it's basically the same. Drag it down here and bring our pattern back down. Switch it open and create clipping mask there. Okay, so since our front side already has the cutting line, we only need the cutting lines in just on one side. So we could just go ahead and hide everything like that. So we also don't need the footer, so let's go to the layers and hide those layers. Okay, so now we have the inside ready to print. So here is the front, and then this is the back. Now I'm gonna print this to the front of the paper and print this on the other side of the paper. Let me just clear my workspace to prepare for step number 7, which is cut and assemble your greeting card set. So we have here our greeting card printed. Look how nice that is. And then we have here the envelope. This is the front side and this is the back side. I'm excited to finish this and see how it turns out. So for this one, my printer isn't that nice. I forgot to set the printing quality to photo quality. That's why there's some streaks, but it's fine. It's still gonna turn out really nice. So let's start with the card. So all you need is a ruler, a cutter, oops, an embossing tool. This is an embossing tool. It's basically a tool with a ball at the tip. So I use this to score. If you don't have this, you can use any pencil. I recommend a harder pencil so that the line is gonna be really light. Or if you have any ballpoint pen that's already out of ink, when you draw a line, nothing's gonna ink. So you could use that as well. And then we're gonna need an adhesive. You could use any glue that you want, a double-sided tape or a glue tape right here, which is super convenient. So let's start scoring first before cutting. So using the score or the embossing tool, these dotted lines, these are the guides on where to score. So I'm going to position my embossing pen here or embossing tool here on the line and align it to the dotted line on the other side like that. And then I'm just going to do a straight line, and there, it's already scored. I'm not sure if you can see it. You can see that. Yeah, you see the scoring mark right there. Perfect. Then next is, let's start cutting. I'm using a cutter. Please be very careful when handling or using a cutter. I've cut myself so many times with a cutter already. So we're gonna align it to these markers right here. And let's just make a cut like that. Okay. Let's flip this around and cut the other side. So align it here at the line and align it here at the bottom as well. Then cut it like this, flip it. For the top part, do the same thing, align and align right here. And then the last side. Yeah, it's simple. And you are done. All you have to do now is fold your card like this. So the scoring makes it super easy to fold. There. You now have a nice greeting card. Let's set this aside for now. And get our envelope. I'm super excited for this. I want to see how it turns out. Okay, so again, let's do the scoring first. Okay, the guides may be lighter. Do you see this line right here? So that's the scoring line right here. So the templates, they don't have the dash line all throughout because it's gonna look messy and ugly if you print that. So there's only like very light horizontal lines. If you check the design, you'll be able to see those lines. So let's score this first using the embossing tool. So let's just find this here. Put it here and mark it here as well. Okay. Make sure you align your ruler properly so that it's gonna fold real nice. So we're gonna score the first part. You see the score? Can you see the score already? Let's do that on the other side as well. So it's this one and align it here. Like that. Okay, we're done with that. So you have two more scores. So basically we're just scoring the rectangle. So just tap it here as well. Score it like this. We have one more side to score. This one and this one. Scoring it like that. And then do you see all four sides have been scored? Now let's start cutting. Okay, so some of these parts have curves, so I'm gonna leave that out for later. So I'm gonna just follow the curves or follow the straight lines. I'm gonna cut it here. Next is this line right here. There are curves at the corners, but we'll deal with that later. So let's just cut this horizontally like this. Okay, it's already cut out. For this one, let's cut it this way. From this corner to this. You can always refer to the digital version of it. This one. If you forget where to cut it, you could always refer, oh, it's this mark right here. And it's these lines right here. Oh, can you see them? Yeah, you could always refer here, like if you remove this guide. So these are the markings that you need to look for. Okay, so let's cut this one next. Like that. Okay, it's all coming together now. Okay, it's slowly coming together. You don't have to rush this process, just take your time. I'm just following the straight lines. I'm just cutting where I'm supposed to cut. Like that, okay. 2 more cuts to go. That, and 1 more cut, we are done. Oh, and almost done. We still have some curves to cut. Okay, we cut out all the pieces, and let me do the reveal, like the flip. Whoa, look at that. It's really nice, right? So we still have some curves to cut. You also need some scissors for this project. This, just use scissors to cut the curves. There's some curve markings there. Just make sure you cut it nicely. or curve it nicely like that. It's a fun little arts and crafts project like that. Let me cut this again because I can still see the gray printing marks or cutting marks there. We're just cutting the curved parts to soften the sharp corners like that. And two more. We have one here. Be careful with your scissors as well. There. Okay, let's start to fold. So just fold along the scoring marks. So right here, right here, right here, and then right here. Okay. You have to fold the sides first, the flap. Fold it inside. Fold the base part, and then we're going to add some glue here. And then we're going to close our envelope like this. Beautiful, right? Ooh, I'm getting excited. Okay, for the glue part, what you can do is you can grab a pencil. Grab a pencil, then draw or use the base flap as guide to draw like that, so that you have some markings. Yeah. Do you see like the mark? So we need to put glue on that area, inside that area. It's not focusing. Yeah, that area. And on the other side as well. I'm not sure if you can see the pencil. Oh, you see the pencil mark? Yeah, that's it. So I'll just grab my glue stick and then add some glue along that area or to that area. There. Now let's assemble this piece. So flip this in and fold this up right here, and then put some pressure here so that the adhesive is gonna stick very well. There. For me personally, I prefer using dry adhesive so that it's not gonna scatter and leave some marks on the side. But an easier way is to just use a double-sided tape. So here we are. Here is our envelope with our greeting card. There. Imagine receiving this card. You can feel free to write something or design something, write the person's name. Imagine them opening and seeing this beautiful, stunning pattern, which I used the floral pack. If you notice, these are some flat florals and some leaf designs. I just stamp, and created my own pattern with it, which you can easily do as well. And then they open this up, and there's a really nice green card with a lovely message. So, yeah. And we are done. Aren't these personalized green cards and envelopes lovely? These are just two of the many prints you can produce with these templates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more lettering tips and tutorials and projects like this. I love to see your stationery artwork, so tag me at NICONG when you share your prints on social media. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and if you want to get this pack, the links will be in the description. I'll see you next time for another creative tutorial. Bye-bye.